Hey guys, how's it going? Back again this week for another episode of the Premier League Review Show at the Football Capital.
Yes, guys.
What are we talking this week?
We're back. Liverpool keep their 100% record, 6 out of 6 wins in the Premier League with a 3-0 victory over Southampton.
Man City with another absolute thumper, 5-0 against Cardiff away.
After losing that Champions League game to Lyon, they bounced back again.
Bounced back from 2-1 down.
We also had Manchester United and Chelsea drop more points.
Unfortunately, dropping points for United. And we saw Arsenal with an impressive win this week against Everton, back to winning ways, and they find themselves back in the top 6.
Yes, they do. So let's go to that Liverpool game.
So the Liverpool game.
3-0. 6 out of 6. We asked you at the start of the year, a couple games in, I asked you, are they the real deal? And they're 6 out of 6, 100% record. They're scoring for fun. They also got that big win over PSG in the Champions League.
Huge win.
I was not expecting that, and they look comfortable against PSG as well.
Yeah.
And look, so they did in this game as well with another 3-0 victory. The first half, they dominated. Second half, they could have got more goals as well, but I think that after that, in cruise control.
Look, man, I've spoken to a few Liverpool fans. Look, they're not too happy or too satisfied with the result. This is based on 3 or 4 fans that I spoke to. I didn't survey the whole country, but 3 or 4 fans I spoke to, and look, 3 or 4 of them told me, look, we got the 3 points, all that matters.
Well, that's right.
But it wasn't too impressive of a result, and I mean, you saw it from the first goal, deflection, own goal. Look, hats off to the way they built the play up, the way they scored it. They built it up really well. You look at it from the team perspective, the way they built the play from the back down through to Shaqiri on the left side. It was well built.
And Shaqiri I think he started this game and he performed well in the first. I think they might have subbed him off in the second half, the start of that second half. I think he might have been subbed off. But look, he made an impact in the first half with that. His cross, the first goal caused the own goal, and then I think the third goal where he hit the crossbar. Correct. What a free kick that was!
Beautiful.
And a great reaction by Salah to get there and get himself a goal. He's been
fantastic free kick though.
In my opinion, Salah's been not that great the last couple of weeks.
You know what, man? We've said that, but I think he hasn't been poor. But the problem is he set the bar way too high last season. So to come back and reach...
I think the last game that they played, now off the top of my head, I can't remember.
It wasn't the 2 games ago when he had the worst game ever. I
think it was his worst game ever. But he's still getting in the goals. He's been part of Liverpool, almost every goal that Liverpool have scored this season.
Yeah.
But man, look, Liverpool, Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool. They got now 2 games where they're up against Chelsea in the EFL Cup, and then I think they might be playing away to Chelsea at Stamford Bridge.
Look,
the next game.
Look, and a few things that it's their best. This Liverpool's best start ever to a Premier League campaign. 6 from 6 in the Premier League, 7 from 7 in all competitions, including Champions League. And then we see, Southampton had their very first attempt at the very end of the match, 91st minute, 92nd minute. And to me, it's hats off because the backline was brilliant. We saw Alexander-Arnold and Robertson perform, and I think they were the standout players for this team this week.
Yeah, on that as well. We know that Ings is on loan from Liverpool.
And it showed the difference in Southampton.
Because look at the last couple of games, Ings has been scoring
goals. And they had their first attempt in the end.
Yeah, first attempt in the 90th minute, like you said.
Yep.
But look, Liverpool in control. We'll see how they're going to go now. They've got a few tough fixtures with Chelsea, Napoli, and then Man City. But actually, at the moment, they're looking the real deal. And I don't know if with the 6 out of 6 in the Premier League, is that a record as well? I'm not sure that 6 wins in a row.
Well, I know it's the best campaign start they've had ever. They've never done 7 from 7.
I think it might be the first time a Premier League team has gone 6 out of 6. The first 6 games with a win. It might be, but
All right, then we saw Cardiff at home to City. And
look,
what can I say, man? Complete domination from
City.
Absolute masterclass performance from the squad.
They needed to bounce back after that loss to Lyon at home in the Champions League.
They did.
It was a bit of a disappointing result for them. But
man, you look at them as an overall squad, man. It wasn't an individual. Look at the goal scorers that contributed to the 5 goals. You can't pick them, man. It's every week. It's impossible. And we say this every week about fantasy. We're always taking the piss about Guardiola having teams, but you see it, man. If I told you 5-0 and I was to ask you blind who the goal scorer, you probably told me Sterling, Aguero scored 2. Jesus. I'm like, nah. Bernardo Silva scored, Gundogan scored, Mahrez scored 2.
And then
Aguero scored a goal. He's bound to score a goal, but you wouldn't pick it, man. It's so hard at this team. And then you look at the players that aren't playing.
I was telling you before. There's no. Mendy didn't play this game. You have no De Bruyne.
No.
Like remember, players like this are still missing.
Yeah.
And they're still. Yeah, all right. It's Cardiff. They haven't won a game this season, but
still, man.
The way that they're dominating these games is. Well, look, this is the reason why they're champions. This is the reason. Why. And now, yes, they dropped that 1 point to Wolverhampton a couple of weeks ago, but it looks like now they're flying, man. So it's going to be interesting the next couple of weeks to see if they can pick up more points and catch Liverpool.
But, yeah, and you know what? And there's a big thing you got to look at as subs. They had the opportunity to put on Foden. You know, no one's ever seen much of this play, but they had the freedom to do that with such a dominating performance. But there's a big question I need to ask here, and you see Mahrez come on for Aguero, score 2. You know, Stones comes on for Fernandinho for defensive sake, obviously to hold a bit. But we talk about Liverpool, we talk about City. What does City stand themselves further away from Liverpool? What makes them different to Liverpool?
Look, I think...
Why do we pick Liverpool over City, or why do we pick City over Liverpool? I mean...
Look, you got to look at the squad depth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, and individually, I think the players are better than Liverpool. I still believe Klopp doesn't got a plan B. Once, and we saw that to an extent against PSG, where PSG did come back to make it 2-2, and his substitutions, not only in that game but in the game before against Tottenham, were like for like. Against Tottenham, he made the same positional changes, and you're in front. Put a defender in, hold the game a bit smarter like that, because at the end they did end up popping that goal. If they didn't get that rebound goal or that off the post, it could have been 1-1.
Could have been 1-1 easy.
So you gotta, at times, if he's down, but if he's down by 1 or 2, that's when you'll see what Klopp is about.
Yeah.
With me, Guardiola
has a plan B and a plan C. And a D and an E and an F.
Yeah, that's right. Like we know what he's capable of, and we know what he expects.
His squad's capable of too.
Yeah, and we know what he expects of his players. So it's interesting. Look, that's just my opinion.
It's a big argument.
Just my opinion at the end of the day of what I see. But
drop your comments. Let us know what you think. Is who
at the moment
who's your standout, City or Liverpool, and why?
We can talk all day. For me, it's definitely Man City. But we can talk all day, but at the end of the day, Liverpool's first.
It's an exciting thing for Liverpool.
And look, that's what I always say. I say that about Man United. I don't care how we perform, as long as we win. And that's what Liverpool's been doing. So all the Liverpool fans can be saying, you can talk how poor our performances are, but we're top of the table, 0 losses. So
they're the only team that have won all their opening games. Only team.
I can't say anything. That's just my opinion. I think City are the better team, and you showed by the performance.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's moving on to the next game. And Leicester City, they lost last week. Now they bounced back with a win. Last week 4-2, I think it was against Bournemouth.
Correct.
And this week 3-1.
But it's funny that because you say they lost to Bournemouth 4-2, and then you find Bournemouth losing to Burnley 4-0 this week.
It's weird. Like some of the team,
it's ridiculous, man.
Leicester City, they've been up and down.
They have been up and down, but you know what?
One loss, one
again,
win, one loss.
And we've said this week in, week out, even pre-season before we started this whole season campaign, Huddersfield's a team where teams are just going to take the opportunity to get 3 points against. Yeah. I don't see them beating many teams in the league.
They lost a lot of players and they didn't recruit well. So.
Not at all. And Huddersfield's a place where you do get 3 points. I mean, you're hoping to, when you verse them, to get 3 points. Yeah. I mean, I could eat words if you're not adverse and then lose to them. But look, Leicester again, I said this in the fantasy video last week, Maddison was going to be a key player. I thought he was going to do well. He did score. You also said that Vital was going to be a key player. He scored a brilliant goal. Lovely chip.
Look, they get the points. They get the points
in the
need. And just quick mention on, like you said, with Burnley, they ended up winning 4-0. Bournemouth last week
looked really well.
They looked well, but
Fraser was non-existent.
With 2 goals, and then Barnes coming on at the end to
2 goals
to finish off the game. And that's what it is. You don't really know with these small teams. And we know Burnley last year how well they were going. This year, not so well. I think that might have been their first win, but that's what it is. You know what I mean? We got some of the small clubs you got to watch out because inconsistency. 1 week they could be good, 1 week they could be poor. So look, good on Burnley. I'm not happy that they've won because I want them to go because again every week I don't like their. Yeah. We were speaking about their jersey. I don't know if it's Aston Villa, West Ham, or.
Man, what are these maroon and light blue colours? Yeah. Someone change it up, put a dark blue, put a red.
But yeah, what's the next one there?
We'll go Arsenal at home to Everton.
Another win for Arsenal.
And you know what? This is one fixture of mine. Since I was young, it's always been one of my favourite fixtures. I've always enjoyed watching Arsenal Everton.
Well, that's 5 in a row, including the Europa League game as well.
So they've had a great past few games, and it's interesting to see the lineup. I think he's finally the Arsenal boss has finally taken to fact how to use Lacazette and Aubameyang, and he's
we
found ways to
spoke
utilise
yeah.
both of them, yeah? So we found that he's left Mkhitaryan out of the squad again. And it makes sense why. And it sees how it's worked. You know, Ozil and Aubameyang sitting a bit deep in the mid with Lacazette being the main line makes sense. With the pace that Aubameyang offers in the mid going forward, makes a big difference.
For me, one thing I don't understand is why is Ozil out on the right there?
He should be central.
He should be central, and you put on and to be honest, yeah.
Xhaka is playing again, huh?
Ramsey got the 2 assists, but I do think Awebi can do a better job out wide, and Ozil in the middle. They all look more dangerous. It's good to see Torreira starting.
It is.
I thought because of that injury, I think he got a knock in the Europa League.
In Europa, he did.
There was chances that he wouldn't
But
play.
I still want to see, and I've said this before in many weeks, I still want to see Torreira partner up with Guendouzi in the mid. And we don't see it. One gets sub, one goes on. They don't play together. Again, Xhaka gets a start and Xhaka plays a game. But I must say, Xhaka, the past 2 games, has slowly started to kind of perform compared to what
but I
we're
think
saying.
that's because he's got Torreira next to him.
Yeah,
I think that's I say he's got that. He feels a bit comfortable
he
now.
complements his football.
If
He
something
does.
happens now, if he makes a mistake, he's got Torreira behind to clean up. But
one thing I have to say about this match though, Czech had a brilliant game. I think his game was their best player. I mean, if you look at, maybe we can put some stats to the thing. He had a much better game this week. Performance, especially the first half, where Arsenal didn't perform as well as they did in the second half. He saved them quite a few times. You know, off the line, made some brilliant saves in front of it, and when they had one-on-ones in front of goals. But look, from an Everton point of view, it was good to have Richarlison back in the squad.
yeah,
He played well. He was dangerous.
Him and Walcott looked dangerous. They couldn't get the goals.
Yeah,
But
and you can see the difference when Richarlison plays. The pace he offers, the creativity he offers. He created quite a few chances. Again, Czech had a brilliant first half, a
you
brilliant
got to
match.
give credit to Arsenal as well because their first clean sheet of the season.
Yeah, it was.
So it's surprising there.
But how can we not talk about Lacazette's goal?
Yeah, quality, man.
What an absolute gun.
That's
What a
that's
goal.
what it gives you. Like we saw that against Cardiff where he banged that one in as well. Keeper should have done well, but look at the power he puts behind his shots.
But
and that's just accuracy, top corner.
It's big, and I think what Arsenal worked well around with Lacazette and in general as a team. Look, Everton played a very stubborn style of football to verse, yeah, and their quick passing, their quick old school passing technique to get in around, that's the best way to open up a stubborn defensive line like Everton. But man, Arsenal get away with quite an offside goal with Aubameyang.
Yeah, I didn't know it was offside until you just showed
believe
me this before we started the video.
Terribly offside,
But,
but it's football, it happens.
Yeah, it does. And look, that second half, it was all Arsenal. I think they looked in control. The first half, you can tell that they were a bit tired or a bit fatigued from the Europa League game. It's shown.
Yeah.
And this is the problem with Europa League, and we'll touch on it a bit more about with Chelsea as well. They dropped points, but yeah, look, second half they picked up, and this is the problem. Is Europa League going to be a problem going further into the competition?
Or is it going to give them confidence if they win the Europa? It could.
You could say that, but
I mean, we see the likes like Mkhitaryan not playing the Premier League, but he's playing very well in Europa, like he did for
and look,
United.
especially the teams that Arsenal have in their group. They won. What was the score? 4-2.
You expect them to perform in the Europa. You do.
I can't remember who they played in the Europa League, but when you score them kind of goals, Aubameyang got 2 goals there, some quality goals as well. And look, versing teams like that could boost your confidence, but also playing that Saturday or that Friday, Sunday for them, it's a bit difficult because when do you rest your players? When do you train for your Premier League game?
Yeah, it's tough.
It is tough, but we'll see how Arsenal go. They've been looking well the last couple of games.
Yeah,
they've been
have.
looking good.
They're top 6 now.
They're top 6, yeah. So
Top 6. I think a few fans will be quite happy.
Look, they're getting
with that one.
We know with
the
Arsenal,
results are coming.
we know it's not just the results, their performances,
Performances are
and
coming.
it's a new team, new manager. Well, not new team, but
It is basically a new team.
Yeah,
They're trying to get everything together.
yeah,
They're still trying to get this whole Lacazette Aubameyang thing
trying
around,
to
and
work some
they're slowly
partnerships,
showing
and
it.
he's slowly showing it. You're right, but yeah. So that's Arsenal, yeah. So we'll go on to the Chelsea game.
West Ham were at home to Chelsea,
just touched
and
on
they
that for a bit.
finally dropped points.
Yeah.
Chelsea and
Liverpool and Chelsea were the only 2 teams going into this
now
game.
Liverpool's alone. They're the ones out on top.
With the 100% record.
Disappointing performance from Chelsea, or you think West Ham just performed well?
No, you know, I think it was a bit of like, if I was a Chelsea supporter, you'd say it was a bit frustrating. First half, look, majority of the game was Chelsea.
Yeah.
They dominated most of the game.
Look, if you look at their stats, 71% possession.
Yeah.
71, yeah. Shots on target, 7 to only 1 that West Ham had, yeah. But this is on target, of course. It's crazy because you look at their possession, you look at everything they did attacking wise, the way they built up in the midfield, the way they built up in general, to walk away with a nil or draw, and not to mention they're very lucky not to lose. Yarmolenko missed right in front of goals
twice,
and one of them especially right in front of goals, header open
and
3 times.
And you saw, and the camera straight away when that happened, they panned over into the crowd to Arnautovic, and his reaction was like, you know what I mean, like how do you still got to finish that? And if he was on, if he knows how chance, important it is to beat a team like Chelsea. Does he score that? But it is what it is. You can see, I'll put up the average positioning of both teams. You can see that Chelsea I think they only got 2 players in the back. The rest of the team is in that West Ham. Up in their half, and West Ham, as you can see,
but hats off to their defense.
They're all in their half. They stuck with that pressure, and you could say lucky to get the result, or maybe unlucky not to get the victory.
Yeah.
But I think for me, maybe a positive and a negative. I think Jorginho, it wasn't one of his best games, but he completed 90% of his passing, 180 passes. The most in a single Premier League game ever.
There you go.
180 passes.
Record there, huh?
90% of
pass accuracy.
Pass accuracy. He was like, if I try to bring up the heat map. He was all over the field, getting involved in every play.
It's work rate,
just that ball in that final third wasn't there. Look, 3 key passes, as you can see.
And again, we spoke about
191 touches on the ball. You know what I mean? Like.
And we've mentioned in the past how a player like him has allowed Kante to be more free.
Yeah, and
normally that's Kante doing all that.
Yeah, and Kante had 3 chances, 2 great headers to get a goal, 2 good headers to get a goal, and 1 shot. But someone taller there could have maybe put him away. But just go on a quick negative, Eden Hazard.
Bring up his stats.
The last couple of games, he's been kidding it.
Absolutely.
Even at the start, we spoke about how he's been coming off the bench. And
barely playing minutes and contributing to goals, assisting goals, scoring goals.
This game, look, 2 shots, 1 on target,
54
passes, 83 passing accuracy. That 1 key pass, 2 dribbles. The main statistic here for me.
Dispossessed.
How many times has he been dispossessed? 6 times, the most of anyone on the field. Now, every time he picked up that ball, he did not want to pass. One thing I realized. He has great technique of beating him. Beat 3 or 4 players, cutting in, turning it, spinning him around, and then losing possession. There was one time where he had Alonso down the wing. He also had, who else did they have there? Willian both of them are free. He's dragged in 4 players, just released the pass, and he's held it. Too many touches on the ball, and he's been dispossessed, and it happened so many times in that game. And look, 4 touches that he received were bad touches as well. But
look, for me, I mean, and again, you say it to this point in performance. Look, Eden Hazard is human, but compared to what he's done this season, he had an off game. He had a terribly off game to bear, and it's lack of professionalism in that sense of why you're not playing.
It's decision making. It's not like
if he chose to pass in a few of the occasions, they would have walked away with 3 points.
You don't know. Yeah, that's
I think they would have. There was a few moments where they were clear opening passes, and he's just taking them on himself. He looked like an inexperienced player in that moment. I won't lie to you.
Been a bit selfish there, but one thing as well, they came back from a Europa League game to Carabag, no, might have been Carabag, something like that. But
is that the Man City keeper again?
Nah. But look, Surrey played the same team, played a strong lineup. Fatigue again, a big thing. Willian, he was probably their best player, and he was not one of his worst games, but he was poor in this game.
I reckon at this point in time,
they look fatigued. Jorginho and Kante both played in that game in Europa League. Might have been Alonso as well. Can't remember. Luiz could have been playing in that game. So he needs against them games. He needs to put in their reserves. He needs to rest these big players. Hazard was rested. He's come into this game and he's had a poor game. Now, from what I've heard with Chelsea supporters, that 1-0 win in the Europa League, it wasn't the greatest performance, and Hazard wasn't playing. Here he had a bad performance.
And they drew.
And another bad result.
Points,
poor result.
So when he doesn't perform,
that's what I mean. Now are they relying on this one player? Because I said it to you at the start of the.
If he leaves and goes to Real Madrid.
Yeah, if he leaves, it could be in January. What happens then to Chelsea? Because then you seen Morata come on for Giroud. He had 2 great chances. His first touch could have scored, and his second touch should have been a goal.
But then look, we end the week again talking with United. United were at home to Wolves.
more drop points at home.
Talk me through it, man. They dropped more points again at home.
Yeah, man.
And what is going on?
We started off well, I think.
We did.
You could say it was a game of two halves. I think we mentioned it last week. For some reason, second half we decided to not.
I don't know. And in the past, we've normally been a second half team.
That's what we mentioned last
and
week.
Now we're doing well first half. We're like, all right, we're gonna have a good match. Yeah, we went 1-0 up and all that. That was great. Great goal from Fred, by the way. That touch from Pogba.
Great touch by Pogba.
World class, fakes the volley.
Pogba's been actually.
The last few weeks he's been a standout player for United.
He's been doing pretty well. Look, we started off well.
Yeah.
Now, was the team selection the right team selection? Maybe. We are losing two players in Matic and Rashford to red cards. So
Sanchez, Lingard out wide with Lukaku sitting up front.
Look. To be honest, I don't mind. I
like that three. I
don't mind it. Luke Shaw comes back into the squad as well. Again, another good performance from Luke Shaw.
Yeah.
But look, a few things that I've been hearing, not only from United supporters but memes and all that, about Sanchez. It was like 861 minutes played, 0 goals. Lingard 1,000 and something minutes, 0 goals. Now people are focusing on these two players and saying that what are they doing? And I've also seen that one story, Sanchez getting paid 350,000 a week. Another article saying 400. Another article 500. Like, make up your mind, yeah. No one knows what he's getting paid, and they're still. Or Sanchez getting paid that much, he should be scoring. If you look at the work rate that he does off the ball, even on the ball, he tries to make things happen. People will read the statistics of his incompleted so many passes.
Oh, they'll read what makes them feel good about themselves.
Yeah, but they'll say
anything to put on.
Because look, I'm someone that likes stats, but stats don't always tell the
they don't tell the story.
Yeah?
No, they don't.
Some of the balls that Sanchez has put in, the players don't make the runs, or he's trying to create. So there's more chance when you're trying a ball over the top, or you're trying to ball it with their little 1-2 touches, it's not going to come off. So they count as incomplete passes. So instead of focusing on these two players, Lingard that always puts in for United, always digs in, just because he's not scoring. The link up plays there against Burnley. He took that shot that deflected for Lukaku, so he's taking them chances. But really, people really need to look at the actual problems in this United team, yeah? One of them, the main one, is Antonio Valencia. I said it last week that he was poor against, who did we play last game? Who did we play last week? Burnley? Was it Burnley? Watford. Against Watford. He was poor, and again, I do not know what he is doing in this United team. I do not know how he's our captain. I do not know.
Does Deloy get around there instead?
He has to. Deloy has to get. He
looked bright.
He looked good. He looked bright in the Champions League. He looked good. Look, he had. Let me just compare the stats. They might not be correct just off the top of my head, but against who do we play? Young Boys. He had 18 of his passes went backwards. Yeah. This is Deloy, and 26 forward with 4 crosses going into the box.
You look at Valencia. Valencia, 67
passes total. Yeah, 67 passes total. Yeah. 41 backwards passes. 41. You're a right back. Yeah?
Where you're a right back.
A right back, where's he facing? The whole game. He's facing forward.
Yeah.
So how come 41 of his passes are going backwards?
He hits that line, he does that little step thing.
He's done one. He put in one cross, incomplete cross. One cross.
And 26 passes.
If we look at some of the other big teams in the Premier League, Liverpool, they've got Alexander Arnold and Robertson. Players like that, they whip in crosses, they make their runs and put in crosses. All their balls are going forward. We see with Man City, you got Walker, you got Mendy. The same thing. These players are getting assists. These players are getting goals. Yeah. Same. We also who else is there? Arsenal. Yeah. Bellerin doesn't really cross as well. But Chelsea, Alonso, Azpilicueta. These are the players that get down the line
forward.
And how many times has Alonso found himself in the box, wins penalties for Man United? For Chelsea. But for Man United, Valencia, no. I do not know why
he hits the line. He stops, buckles, goes backwards, and nothing comes from it. Yeah. But then you compare him to someone in United like Shaw. Shaw's so much more direct, goes forward,
He,
hits
go,
him
he,
forward.
go, he does go forward more.
Our goal
But
started
if
from
you
Shaw, if you look at it.
Players, and when we did concede that goal, instead of Valencia being out on the right, he was central, and Fred had to come and cover that position where
That's
it
how
was
he
too late
got the
by
goal.
then. It was too late by then. So
We saw Valencia come in, left his man out wide. Fred then cleverly and very smartly should have covered the man that Valencia left free, which would have left to a tap in. What happens then? Fred's out of position because Valencia's out of position. Leave a man free outside the box, just like last week against Watford, the goal we copped.
exactly
Exactly
and
the
we
same
could've
goal we
copped the second
copped.
one against.
We sit all our defenders back because our defensive mids
They get dragged.
have to cover
Yeah, they get dragged.
positions that the defenders aren't covering. Valencia tucks in, Fred tucks out, players sitting at the box, and it was a great finish.
Yeah,
hats off to them. It was a brilliant finish. They made the most of it, but it's just
Maybe
it's not
even
good enough, man.
good players like Smalling, Lindelof got to be closer to Jimenez there. His touch back to Jean Martino. You've got to be closer to your defenders there.
But look,
especially in the 18-yard box.
But look, and again, we touch on our defense all the time, but let's pay focus on for a second our midfield. So we had Pogba, Fellaini, and Fred play. To me, I think it was the best out of the three lines of.
Yeah.
I think they're the best part of our attack, our team. Sorry. So our defense was a bit shaky, a little bit. The attack was not that existent, to be honest with you, and our midfield was very. Fellaini, Pogba, and Fred were I think great.
Pogba, I think he can play.
Fellaini dropped off compared to his past 2 weeks. Fellaini's been really well.
Yeah, but he hasn't been. He wasn't too bad.
No,
he wasn't too bad. So
He did his role, but Pogba, and again we spoke about the assist, brilliant. Yeah, world
Pogba,
class.
he played like 101 passes.
Brilliant.
And look, he's been looking a bit lively. But one thing I got to criticize Pogba is he's always looking for the foul.
Yeah,
every time he gets touched, he's always looking for the foul, and he stops. Yeah. He stops. He never chases back. Never recovers for the ball. Like someone like Sanchez that he gets fouled, he gets up and tries to win the ball back.
Yeah.
And we, like I mentioned with the goal that we scored, it came from him. He made at halfway. He was looking for the foul. The ball gets played into our box, and we copped it there. But look, we need to bounce back. That's all we can do. Yeah.
We have to bounce back. We can't keep dropping points. You know, again, yes, Watford, Wolves have been a good team this season, but we can't.
We're at home. We need to get the 3 points there, and especially now. We're 8 points behind Liverpool. Yeah. We're playing catch up, and it's September still. You know,
and it's still September, man. It's only been 6 games.
There were two positives in this game for us. One of them was David De Gea. It looks like he's back to his.
He has been for the past few games now, and it's really good to see. Yeah, he had an off World Cup. He had an off few games opening the season. But you can't question his talent, man. He's still the best keeper in the world to me. Not because he's at United. It's just simply I think he's the best keeper in the world. But the other positive it was good to see Alex Ferguson returning after his health scare.
It's good to see him back. It would have been good to get a result for him.
Yeah, it would have
3 points, especially maybe Nick Donny in Fergie time.
Yeah, it would have been nice.
But yeah, look, good to see Fergie back. We wish him all the best.
Yeah, we definitely do.
But just to wrap it up. Some big games next week in the Premier League.
There are some big games next week.
One of the big one is
Chelsea at home.
Chelsea at home to Liverpool.
And they've got each other back to back.
Yeah, they verse each other midweek as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Also, there's Arsenal Watford, which is Watford are not looking too bad. They're 1-1 draw with Fulham this week. They look
Arsenal
right.
back to winning ways. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, Troy Deeney. Let's see if he's got his cojones this time around.
Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see.
We got.
Look. West Ham, they got a good great result against Chelsea at home with Pellegrini.
Arnautovic, I think they're saying he's back.
He's back. So now they got United at home. They just drew to Chelsea. Chelsea dropped their first points of the season. So some really big fishes there for us, you know.
Yes, City, another easy one. Looks like all 3 points. Everton home to Fulham. Yep. Wolverhampton to Southampton. Newcastle, Leicester. Can Newcastle get their first win of the season?
Bournemouth at home to Crystal Palace. We saw both teams drop points this last round.
Yeah.
So some good fixtures there, guys. I think. What's your favourite fixture for next week? I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, guys, Chelsea, Liverpool must be the standout.
It has to be, but guys, the next time we're doing the podcast, we'll be doing it from Malaysia.
Yep. So we take off to Malaysia.
International. The football capital goes international. Now, guys, thanks again for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe. Make sure you also follow us on Make sure you follow us on Instagram as well, and also on our Facebook page, guys, and we'll see you next time.